very hard to create and nurture that creator program. We call it creator, but you call it referral or affiliate. It's pretty much the same. Creator is what takes place in the sort of blockchain industry. The creator economy is it's a huge thing there, and we are therefore calling it a creator. And now we're going to get started. We're just going to move a little bit here. I have some new gears too. So I'm proud to present to you a lot of new stuff today. This presentation will, to say it immediately, this created town hall, we will make it public, we will record it, and we will also release the presentation. We have a complete new creative presentation that will also be released latest by middle of the day tomorrow. We are tuning a little bits and pieces with a little bit text. So a lot of the things I will say today will also come as text in the presentation. And we are also releasing a whole new white paper style for the creative bonuses that will tell you all in nitty-gritty detail over a pretty extensive number of pages how every bonus is working and all the changes we have done. I will try to cover as much as possible verbally now, and you will be able to move further. So I will switch off my camera, and I will say we will have a Q&A session after this, so you can ask me any question, and I prefer to ask a question related to the creator bonuses and the business. We're going to have a big business part today. We will start with that, so you see the tremendous potential. A lot of numbers will come, so let's dive into this now and get started. So again, welcome to every new one. I see the numbers are taking up very quickly here. We're going to have this town hall, creator town hall, which is the second part of what we did on Saturday, where we explained the new game and the go-to-market strategy and our great cooperation we have in order to reach out to more than 500 million mobile gamers. So agenda today will be to cover the business part here. The business part, we mean the financial part. We will talk a little bit about the team, a little bit about the platform. We will then talk about the creator, the new bonus design. We also have a video towards the end of the presentation. But first of all, I will apologize for yesterday. We were set to do this yesterday, but we have a great new partnership. And those guys, they were here on Friday last week. They spent a long time in the office, and they have invested in us. And they are profound security experts on a global scale. And they asked yesterday if they could come to our office and review how we integrate their security protocol. Their name is Nauris Protocol, and it's military-grade security. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about it when we get to the platform in the presentation. But there are some really high-tech stuff happening that will make each and every telephone of you have a part of a security mesh network. So let me reflect on that when we get to the platform part very briefly. But that's the reason they came two people, one of them all the way from New Delhi and one from US, and we had four of them here on Friday. So great new partners with they are their advisors are rock stars in the security. One of their advisors is the guy who invented DNS, how you navigate on the internet. Another one is top NATO intelligence military guys. So we have some really juicy stuff coming. So let's move on to our business. Again, I will say that the numbers are our estimates. I can add also that our pictures are for display purpose, but especially today, the numbers, they're going to be a lot of numbers, a lot of estimates. We're also going to present to you, in example, what is the token value given a certain scenario. These kind of things are, of course, estimates, and they could vary, and you have to make up your own mind. But we give you a little bit of the formula, how we calculate it. So let's dive into the business part. There is an old saying from the gold mines back in Colorado, back in the 18th century or 19th century, 1850s. There is gold in them hills, meaning there is a lot to earn from this project, and that's what we're going to tell you all about now. So the purpose of the business we have is to create a new and profitable business model. We are, as always, striving the real-time distribution to all stakeholders, not only you as creators, not so to everyone, including our owners, including our platform providers. So that's the purpose, is to have a highly profitable model that runs around in real time. So there is nothing to settle afterwards. Everything is happening in real time. So I want to reflect from the presentation on Saturday. I want to just review what we are doing. We are entering the market towards more than 500 million or 600 million monthly fans, where 500 million are mobile gamers. We're going to open with World Cup games, and we're going to also open with our Manchester, Barcelona, Madrid, and Liverpool games. They will come, maybe not the first day, but they will follow suit very shortly. We have tons of content ready for this, and we will release this. So from the go-get, we will have the World Cup, which has the interest of the whole world. We will have these 4 clubs with more than 2 billion fans all over the world. And we also have a huge library ready for Indonesia. And that's also interesting. But we also have for 15 other clubs in Europe, or 16, we have 20 altogether. We have tons of content, but we need to start somewhere rolling it out. So I want to reflect on our goal and my personal goal, which is 30 million players. We are reaching out to 3 billion fans. So getting 1% of those football fans to catch fire on Super One should be very reasonable. And out of those, we want to have 10% to spend $1 a day. That's 3 million payers. So this is our main goal. 30 million players, 3 million payers at $1 a day. So we only operate with one budget, okay? If we do half of it, we reach half of what we hope. If we reach, but that's still good. It's still amazing. If we reach the double, it's even more amazing. So the gross revenue will then be $3 million a day, based on 3 million people spending 1 million a day. And then we have the net revenue model is 50% of the gross turnover. We will get more. We get into a lot of details of that in our white paper, creative white paper. But it is 25% to the app stores, 25% in prices. So 1.5 million a day is what we're going to share. So we also take care of, or we take, like I said, all our stakeholders. We are a little bit scarce on this presentation, just to tell you, we also have taken care of the stars, because the stars, they are not creators in the sense that they use the normal compensation plan we have. They need something easy. They have a fixed percentage. The same applies to publisher, partners, etc. So those kind of movers, shakers and movers, they will live alongside with the creator model. Okay, they are also creators, but they're different. So these creators are only getting these type of agreements and arrangement by appointment or by agreement. This is nothing that everyone gets. This is natural purpose. We only want people with a large follower to enter into this. So let's go back and reflect directly on the sharing model we have. The net revenue, 1.5 million, based on 3 million payers at $1 a day, gives you a net revenue of 1.5 million to distribute. We are distributing this with 300,000 to 5 different parties, equally distributed with 20% to each. Starting with the staking, where we have 10% going to the super token. And as you know, we currently have 6.25 to the pool. About 2.5% will be reserved for the cards, efficiently. Even if the card staking is higher, this is what we take from the total revenue as a reserve. So the card staking, when a transaction happens, is higher, so you cannot compare this percentage. So we set aside 10% for the pool, for the cards, etc., that come. So that's 20% of the staking goes into staking, 20% of the revenue. Then you have 20% that goes to creators, which is our affiliate referral network. $300,000 a day will go to the creators once we have 1.5 million to share. That will go into the bonuses we have, direct, binary, and matching. And already the token bonus is covered by the staking, and the pool is covered by the staking, and the cards is covered by the staking. And so basically, efficiently, the creators here, which also are token holders, are dipping into 40% with this. Okay, 40%. Then you have the stars. We have reserved 20% for stars, publishers, partners, whatever. We have a fixed thing with 10% to stars and 10% to publishers, or 10% to partners, is pending on arrangement. So we have 20% reserved for them. So what is important to mark, if there is no star, no publisher available or in a transaction, then this money will be leveraged to or will be paid, distributed to the creators. So efficiently, the creators will, in most cases, have 40% in addition to the staking. So 60% of the platform revenue will be diverted to the creators. That's the main scenario we are looking at in many cases. So we have to have diversified here, because we need to allow for stars, publishers to come in. We need to have and make sure that you creators are earning a lot of money, but we also need to have this is a sustainable model here. So let's reflect on the 20% that goes to the platform. That's for all the technology. It's the development, it's the operation, the hosting, all of that, and the licenses to partnerships we have when it comes to pictures, when it comes to security, when it comes to other stuff. There is a lot of things. The platform has to perform within that 20%. If not, the owners have to take from their part and support the platform. The owners is all the the shareholders of Super One. We spent a lot of money creating Super One, and we've done a lot of investment. So this is a payback and return on their investment. And that's a fair share. So we are splitting equally among these 5 stakeholders. And this is what we can label as a stakeholder economy. It's a whole new, fresh way to do it. And we have what you can call in the blockchain is finality. That means that after a transaction, there is no way back. And that means that we are not dependent on any operating cost or anything that's going to come in arrear. We are doing things real time, within seconds. That's a whole new way of thinking business. The platform have to perform within those parameters. The owners have to support it. We have enough leverage here to be able to do that based on all of our budget. Of course, these models can be changed if there is something happening and we see that this is not working, but this is all based on the net revenue that we make every day. So this is what we do when we have 3 million payers at $1 a day. Okay, this is the split model. So that gives you, on an annual basis, when we flip this from a daily to an annual basis, it's $500 million to share. And the staking goes to 100 million, split into super token, which is 10% or 50% of the 20%. 50 million goes into staking for the main token. Then you have the rest for the pool, cards, etc. The creator model will have $100 million. It's an amazing amount to share within these 3 bonuses. We have the stars, of course, and they deserve, if they manage to drive us to this level of trade, they deserve it. And the same platform will at this level have a lot of expenses, much more than we have now. You will have very high licensing fees. You will have high hosting, and etc. etc. You're going to run a very big server cluster, so that's it. And the owners, we will also benefit tremendously from this, of course. Nothing to shy away from. This is our dream scenario on 3 million payers. And here comes the thing. If you think 3 million is a lot, it is a lot. Even 10% of this is amazing. Okay? But listen, we are looking at 3 billion fans out there. Can we become 1% of Facebook? I believe we can. We have a strong concept. But we can also become 2%. And that's when you flip the whole model on a yearly basis to 6 million payers. That's $1 billion to distribute to everyone every year. That's $200 million in staking, 200 million to creators, 200 million to stars, 200 million to platform, 200 million to the owners. It's amazing numbers. I'm not saying we're going to reach there, but this is what we can call a very good scenario. It's a dream scenario for us. And again, even if we reach a fraction of this, it's good. Somewhere between the previous and this will be amazing. So this is the yearly thing. This is how it is. Now we're going to look a little bit how this will affect you, because these numbers are very big. And of course, you are a lot of people. And we're going to look what's in it for me, because that's the important thing. You are what you have, what is in your wallet for this. So when we look at the main scenario with 3 million payers, again, we have 100 million in yearly bonus going to the super token and the pool. That's the main thing, okay? We're going to talk now about the super token and the pool distribution. There is 100 million going in there. That means with 500 million tokens in circulation, that's the left number here, the bonus to the super token, the staking bonus, will be $50 million a year. Half of it goes to the token. That's 0.10 when you have a circulating supply of 500 million. What we don't have in this presentation is the new tokenomics. We release it tomorrow, but it will show that after fully diluted, fully in circulation, we will have about 500 million by the end of 2023. So that's what we're looking at. We are not looking at a billion token. We are looking at 500 million in circulating supply. So that's what you will have from that in bonus for each token you have. Okay, now I'm going to be very drastic and talk about the valuation of Super. This is just my personal opinion. This is not any investment advice at all. It's just to say what the market is normally valuing this thing. Something that give you, they often use a price earning of 50. That's a good market average in a very highly growing company or potential company, a market like we are looking at. Then we are looking at, in this scenario, if everything is like this, everybody in the world agree, we cannot guarantee $5 a token at this scenario, okay? At this scenario, $5 a token, which is amazing. We have, when we look at, an example, Axie Galaxy and other big players in this area, they have much higher price earning, meaning if we apply those parameters to our valuation, it can be much higher. But we don't want to do that. We want to stay somewhere in the range of what's market average, okay? So the market average for growing tech companies is about 60 price earning, and the market for big tech is about 30. Probably a little bit lower today. We use 50 as an approximation. So let's flip over to the bonus pool. And this is something really interesting, because we have two pools. You have the first pool, number 1 pool batch, and we have number 2 pool batch. Okay, the first pool batch. So what we're going to then calculate first is the bonus pool. Okay, that's 6.25%. It's coming out with a fully seeded pool of 500,000 tokens. As you know, we have two pools. We have one pool that grow to 400,000 tokens. 10,000 goes to 400, and we have the second pool that 10,000 goes to 100,000. So collectively, this is clubbed together, and they're at the platform. They account for 500,000 tokens. So when we take the 50 million and divide into this fully seeded, there is a bonus pool that will return you $62 a token, fully seeded for that. $62. And when you the first batch will return you 2,500 per token you got from the initial get-go, and the second one will return you 625 from the initial get-go. So this is amazing numbers also for the pool, and we're gonna release more details about this, how this is calculated, but this is just to show you how profitable this can become. So when you take this into a new perspective and say we are looking at 200 million, for argument's sake, we are looking into 200 million, the 6 million scenario, of course, everything will double. And you're looking at $10 a token, which is amazing. And you're looking at 20-cent payout per token every year. And you're looking at a pool bonus of 125 per token, which is huge. And so this is amazing numbers. And your first pool batch, you will have $5,000 paid out every year based on your initial token. And the second pool batch will have 12,500. Also amazing numbers. So there are still tokens left in the second batch. There's still a great opportunity to secure your pool tokens here. So the potential is really big, but there is only one way we're going to get there. And that's that we need to be extremely great, probably world-class, beyond world-class, and we need to do it together. So we have a lot of people on the platform, a lot of creators, and we need to work together. So now I'm going to talk a little bit about the team that comes from the corporate side. So we already have now a business team when we include our content creators, football team. We have 37 people that works here. Not all of them are full-time. Some of them are part-time, but we are approximately, you can say, 30 people in this area. So most of them are full-time, and we have taken on board a lot of people lately. We have a lot of people within the editorial space. Editorial, it's what write questions, proofread questions, and do a lot of things related to that. And we also have a lot of football. Magnus is building a great football team in Indonesia, and we are building a great team here too. And we have some people working remote, and we have the great people within our creator network, the so-called leaders. We have, as always, we have Amanda with us, Chelly, John, and we have even more facing now shortly. Also, Stefan doing a great job, and we have Stians working with these creators out of Indonesia, primarily. And we have Warren doing the corporate stuff that we're going to reveal a lot of in the coming weeks. There's a lot of things taking place related to listing, etc., that we're not going to speak about. We have a great creative team. We just have Martin from Sweden start working with our office here in Norway. We have the great Lou and Jason that's been instrumental in our go-to-market plans and deals. So we are a hard-working team, a lot of people already. The technology team has been further expanded. We are now 28 on the technology team active as of today. They cover all our aspects when it comes to actually the technology, creating the platform, creating the app. Okay, we do all the design and interaction. These guys make it happen in real time. We also have, with our new cooperation with Naurus Protocol, we have tons of new advisors coming in on the security. We also have people from specialists, database specialists coming in, helping us. Even my former CTO is also engaged in this to help us. So we are utilizing and leveraging many different contacts, because what we are building here needs to be really heavy duty. It needs to be heavy duty. I mean, we are looking at, and my direction is to have 10 million concurrent players. That means 10 million players at the same time. So we work with our great platform people in Amazon Web Service, AWS, the world's leading hosting service. And we also have started working with our platform auditor, KPMG in India. Amazing. They have released their first report. This is a very basic report you see here. They have started. They are working. We will have the August report and September report coming. This is a July report. And we have grayed out something because we don't have the best experience in people contacting our suppliers. This is just to show you that we are in process with KPMG. They are verifying our SuperOne platform. They have started reporting. Of course, we have much more detailed reports than this, but this is how it's go. And we just encourage everyone not to start contacting KPMG, because they will not respond if you're not the client. Anyway, so that's why we grade them out, but this is the KPMG. Let's talk about the platform, because our platform is ever expanding in terms of functionality, and in terms of what I will focus on now today is the security, because we've been, like I said, we have investments coming from the people behind Norris Protocol, which is a very up and coming thing. They have an extremely interesting thing that they operate a super fast blockchain with more than 5,000 validators. They can do a security validation of a transaction in less than 50 milliseconds. That's a 20th of a second. So that's when you're blinking your eye. They will do a global security check before a transaction is done. And in this network, all your phones in the upcoming application from SuperOne, the SuperOne app, will contain this security provision. So each of you will be part of a security mesh. That is the future of security. With a mesh, it's a fine-grained network. So when a transaction takes place, all of the active phones will verify that transaction. And each and every unit or device you have an email number. For those who know what an email number is, a unique number for your device. We are not only using that, we are using a lot of other stuff in your phone that is encrypted, so it can't be tampered with. It can't be tampered. You are unique. And this will also provide us with, it provides us with beyond military security for what we're doing. And it's really, really fast. And this is something we are just extremely happy with it, because it solves a lot of technical and security issues related to our way of delivering questions and answer to the phone. We now have, instead of just having security between the app and the platform or the backend, we also have a third-party security provider into that in every single transaction, meaning we will have publicly verified every transaction from a security point of view. So our interception of our game flow will be very, very difficult. So, or more or less impossible. On another note, we will have staking. It will be staking built into it. So basically everyone that participates in this security platform, which everyone will do, the staking from a legal point of view will be amazing. So from a legal point of view, you're all participating. So very, very cool stuff. So that's the business model and the team. Okay, that's the main thing. The main thing is that how we split the money, how we do it in real time, I don't think it's been done in the world before. And this is good also for our shareholders, the one that put up money for, including myself, for as owner, and for everyone. It's good for you. It's good for the stars. It's good for everyone, because it's in real time. It's split. There's no discussion. We have to carry our own costs. That's the way it is. I think this is the future of actually doing business. So let's talk about the creator. We're going to talk about the different bonuses. We're going to have a Q&A so we can ask. The purpose of the creator program is to empower everyone to make money from their creation and connections. Now, we also have talked about how the stars can make money. That's why I keep coming back to the stars. It's because without saying too much, in our go-to-market plans or our go-to-market agreement, there are a lot of stars involved, and they need to be remunerated. If they are not getting paid, they will not do it. This is the new thing. This will be where influencers come in and truly market Super One instead of doing things on maybe Instagram or whatever. There's a whole new level of engagement coming from our platform. So our design, we worked on that. We've done a lot of things when it comes to design. You all know the different loot boxes we have. And they're starting with entry to bronze, silver, gold, platinum, diamond. We are keeping that, but we keep that going. Okay, so we have that. That's how you participate in the creator program. You have to start with the entry. That's a new thing we are implementing. So in order to buy any of the other packages, you first have to buy an entry package, and I tell you why. The reason is that we don't want it to be publicly available to dive into all of this before you have the entry pack. There's a lot of people players in particular, that don't like, for argument's sake. There could be many reasons that they don't like that people make money on other people. So we just want to have that you have to take, and also the disclaimer will be there that the entry pack is the entry to the whole creator program. So you need to fork out $10 before you can buy either of the other packages. Okay, and these loot boxes, they contain a lot of game assets. There is also a lot of new things coming when it comes to that. I can mention one thing, which is the refill. So if you have a loot box, if you remember what we did before, you give you discount on different features, that will apply and you will be able to refill with game features. So we have gone to a new extent when it comes to this design. We've been taking inspiration. We've been looking and fielding how we're going to solve this, because the design of this is extremely, I will say, it's not difficult, but it's comprehensive in the sense there is a lot of things. And you see the design we have in the back office today is far from good. It's something I created 2.5 years ago. And the thing is, why we haven't changed it is because we haven't really found a really good model. Now we found that model. We've been deep into this, looking at the flow, more flow based, with how we can engage people through the design without cluttering it. So we're going to have this what we call instant gratification and recognition. We're going to have themed design. So if you hold a diamond pack, you will have the black diamond main design. If you hold a bronze, you're going to have the bronze. So we're going to have different design additions, different style of design to kind of underpin the status you have within the creator environment. So that's really cool. And we're going to start off the direct bonus. I will add some text to these slides when we make it public so you understand it. The direct bonus is steadfast as always been. It will be 10% for every direct transaction happening, coming in real time. So you will be able to scroll through in this new design where we have based it on a type of cards. So the whole user experience will be much more fluent for you. You will be able to flip through these things in a much more modern and flow-based way. So the direct bonus, there is no change to it. You need to have the entry pack to get the direct bonus. There is no way without. You have to buy the entry pack to open for direct bonus. So then you enter the binary, and here there are some changes. The binary, as we have created it now, contain both manual settings and automated settings. So basically, you can choose among 3 settings. You have the auto, which maximizes the profit, like we do with the artificial intelligence engine that's running on top of the binary. And so when you recruit somebody, they are put into a holding tank, and they are only placed from the holding tank once they make a purchase. You can override that in the app by setting to your spillover team or to your team. You have 2 teams in binary. You can choose to override this function, and that's already live and kicking. Okay, so we are now paying once you have from the bronze package and upwards. I mean, let me start with the entry. The entry pack will give you bonus 10% binary on the first. You put the first volume, and you get 20% binary once you have double the volume. So $20 in your spillover team will start creating you double bonus for entry packs only. You will only get this for entry packs. So once you get to the bronze, you need to have once your volume to get 10% in the binary, double the volume, you get double the volume on bronze packs only. So this is the change. The double bonus applies only on up to and including the package you hold yourself. So let me explain. If you hold a gold pack, there is a platinum purchase of $10,000. You will not get double bonus on the $9,000 difference. The reason for this, we want to incentivize people to have these packages, and it's fair. So we are not taking binary and capping people for that doesn't have the package. So that's the change. It will be described in the document we're coming. We will also describe it in this presentation by tomorrow. So this is the main change on the binary. Apart from that, the binary is going to be very, very important to use the automatic setting, because as we flow into millions of players, there will be microtransaction out of a new day in this. It's going to be millions and millions of transactions every day, and you will not be able to actually monitor how this is working. And that's why I created the optimization here, is really to create. I think it's really, really powerful. So that's really cool. The matching remains the same. It's generational. 10% goes from the binary that's being earned from your direct downline, and you will earn in generations. So meaning if you have like this for gold generation, you will earn matching to 4 generational gold packages below you. It's an amazing cash machine. The feature, the matching bonus, is one of the strongest bonuses we have on the platform for those of you opting for the higher packages and really earning from the kind of referral network that's being created below you. So that's an amazing bonus. And then we have the token bonus that we discussed earlier. It's all related to all transactions on the platform. And for 2022, we are paying this in token from the staking reserve from 2023 starting. The 1st of January 23 is a breaking point for us. So from once we start doing that, we will start paying the token bonus in cash. And then you will see here, this is from all purchases. Here you see different purchases like entering into a game or a freeze or whatever take place on the platform. You will have this token bonus. We already do this with the token as the payment method, and we do this as micro staking. We're going to do this with money when we get further down the road, and you will start grossing in cash on this all the time. So when it comes to cards, it's the same. Every time one of your cards, your NFT cards, are used to either, and here comes a new thing, either freeze or pause, like we said before, but also swap, that we explained. So don't have 2 revenue streams, you have 3 revenue streams for your cards. It's even better. It's 50% better than what we had before. And we believe a lot of this feature will be used. And we are really excited to get the free version out there so they get the habit of using them. So once we start turning on money, this will really be cool. So this is a little bit like what they say. The first one is for free, and the next you have to pay. So in many industries, and not to mention them. So card bonus, really cool. And then you have the spaces, exactly the same. You will start earning. We will release more detail about the spaces, the space program, the spaces shortly, and it will be part of our whole platform. Our first strategy or first objective is to have millions of players on the platform. Then it will turn on advertising and you will start earning from spaces. So far, the spaces are allocated only to the gold pack and upwards. The reason for this, we want people with a certain skin in the game, and we want to have this to be a little bit exclusive. So that's the spaces. And then you have the pool. Like I said, we are sold out on the first batch of the pool. We have the second batch running, and there are still great opportunities. The pool bonus is paid to those with the pool token based on the seeded token at the point in time. And the seed is like in the current pool, it goes from 1 token when you buy it, become 10 token within 12 months. So the earlier you buy, the earlier you get in on the pool bonus. So that's a cool thing. And I can mention one thing of that structure in the seeding structure. We're going to have that on the token release also. I can talk a little bit about it later. But once we get listed, there will be an advantage to buy token on the platform. And that will be released over a 30-day period. So if you sell any of the tokens during that 30-day period, you will lose that bonus. That's to keep difference between what's happening on the platform, what's taking place in the market. So let's go to the summary and look at what's inside these packages. They're starting with the entry. The bronze is $100, $500 for the silver, gold at 1,000. Platinum at 10,000 and 50,000 for the diamond. And then you have these assets inside the app. You have the freezes, the swaps, the lives, the pulses. And this is where we're also introducing, will come in the final version, refill. So once you empty this, in example, if you have a silver pack and you spent the 100 freezes, you can refill. You can buy a refill at the same price. You get them discounted because you hold these packages. That we will maintain from what we said originally. Then we have the NFT cards, NFT spaces, and the abbreviation here, BSG, P, and D, it's for bronze, silver, gold, platinum, diamond. So that's explained. A lot of quirky number letters together, but it's a little bit challenging to get this in a very good overview. So the super tokens, we are now calculating based on what we have today, and this is including the bonus. So we are on the silver pack. We have a little bit higher bonus today, but that will change and you will see it in the document. There will be no token bonus up to and including gold pack. The bonus will start at platinum with 15%. So the 115 is including the bonus. We make it easier to see how much you get. And the diamond is including 30% bonus. So 500,000 plus 150 in 30% bonus. So today we have 30% bonus on the platinum and 40 on the diamond. We are changing to 15% on the platinum and 30% on the diamond. That change will be announced, and it's when we open, we will have that change when we increase the price. So we're gonna increase the price 1 week from today. So 1 week from today, we're going to increase the price from 0.10. We have warned about this last week. We're going to go from 0.10, 10 cent to 20 cent. Okay? That will also be in the document tomorrow. So we are increasing this price because we done great deals. We kept this steady. We have been very kind and not tried to exploit. We want people to make money here. So the super token, 1 week from today, to and including next Thursday, 1 week from today, including, you don't need to ask, there is UTC including, so it will be midnight UTC next Thursday. We're closing this. We go to 20 cents, okay? And we will also change the bonuses to this, because this is what we're moving forward with. Today, you will get 20% bonus on the gold, 30% on the platinum, 40% on diamond. That remains until and including next Thursday. Okay, clear. The pool tokens, we are having the same, and they are starting at the gold, and they're moving to the platinum and the diamond. And currently, these tokens will multiply themselves with 10 during the first 12 months. So that's the content of the loot boxes. They're all available to buy already, and like I said, there will be a little bit reductions on them in a week from today, or from Friday next week. So let's look at the bonuses inside this and how it's working. All of the packages have the 10% direct bonus. That's how it is. And the binary, the regular binary, applies to entry only for the entry pack, while the other packages, they will earn regular binary on all packages. That's what we had from the very beginning of Super One, and that's what we keep going. The double binary, the 20%, applies package tier-wise. So the entry pack earn the double binary only on entry, the bronze only on bronze, silver, gold, platinum only on the respective packages accordingly. The matching, they are the same, it's not changed. We have direct matching, direct for all your directs starting on the bronze, 2 generations on silver, 4 generations on gold, 6 on platinum, and a massive 8 diamond generation on the diamond pack. You look at the card, exactly the same as we had before. Spaces exactly the same, and the token exactly the same. And there is one thing, you will not be eligible to earn token bonus from the entry pack. You need to hold the bronze pack. And there comes another requirement. You need to be logged in. You need to have activity on the app for the past 30 days. That's what we're going to have now. As we move on with the new security staking I'm talking about, we're going to incentivize those who are more frequent, because this new security mesh we are creating with our new Norris partner doesn't require you to log on more frequent, but it is an advantage for the network to have much more activity. So we're going to have something coming related to that. We haven't finally decided yet, but we're going to incentivize those that frequently update. The app will automatically be updated. It's not big amounts. We are not using your app for mining or anything. It's just a few kilobytes we are transferring. So it's for you to update to the latest hash. That's kind of verifying security. So it's not a big thing. It's not going to cost anything from the data plan or anything. It's just like any text message you send. The pool, we have 6.25% going to the pool now, depending on your tokens in the pool. That's what you get. And that continue until we sold out that pool. And then you're asking how many pool tokens left. I think it's like 1,300 something left on that site. And we can update that also later today or tomorrow. We're not monitoring this all the time. So that's the bonuses. It's, I must say, from the starting point where John came with a model, and we have created this. He came with a very good model, but it was a little bit too much, how should I say, provisions in it. We've been working, as those of you who've been with us over these 2 years, we have been working very hard to massage this. And I think we come to a very fair model that caretake everyone. And now that we have the new financial model, where 60% is basically paid out to the creators, and we take care of everyone in a very good way. We have a balanced model, and it's prepared for the commercial launch, which is extremely important. It's not only about the money you can make today, it's also about the position and what you do going forward. As we say, we have a decade of strategy into this. We have been sustainable from we very much started. We have seen tons of other projects that have facing issues, etc., while we kind of steaming ahead, being sustainable. That's why we are also very hard and particular in how we do this model and how we also treat our sustainability and the share to the company. We are reinvesting everything. We have spent tons of money, many $1 million in technology, in development and everything, and we're working very hard to succeed. That's why we need a sustainable model like this. So now I'm going to show you a video. It's not the most updated design, but it shows you a little bit how this design will flow in the palm of your hands. So that's pretty cool, and we think our creative model will be really great for all of you. We are just kind of advancing forward, upgrading. We are not changing material things. We are adjusting like a DJ is adjusting his equalizer. We are adjusting a little bit here and there. And I think that's the end of this presentation. I will now open for a Q&A, and I'm gonna see there is a lot of questions there, so I'm gonna stop sharing and I'm gonna start answering these questions. So like I said, all the details will be out there. We have the whole details about the artificial intelligence in the binaries there. There's a lot of provisions that we need you to carefully read if you want to dive into it. So let's see what kind of questions there is. I don't know why you post here. There are people using this chat to post as a kind of support questions. I have to encourage you not to do that, because it's not something we can answer here in a webinar with many people from all over the world. And there are things when you go specific on an account that you position this, we didn't get that, whatever, you have to deal with the support. We have a lot of people working on support, and they're pretty diligent in what they're doing. So it's a little bit difficult to do. Okay, there is one question about when the token will get listed. Like we said, probably on Saturday. We are working on the listing. We are working with top tier exchanges. We have a new tokenomics that we will release. We can release it tomorrow. It's already there. We have it in presentation. I just didn't get all the time to conclude everything. So it is coming, a listing of the token, and it will be listed this year. That's what we, as far as nothing else is happening in the world that we don't control, it will be listed this year. We will then move on, and we will start, token release will start 1st of January for the top packages. For the diamond, it will start on 1st of January, and then 2 months later, the platinum will follow, the gold will follow. It's all into tranches. The reason for this is to have a very good release into the market, and we are working with our trading partner Ashron Trading, that some of you put out on WhatsApp today. The correct description of Ashron is that they are market makers. Okay, so we're creating a trading pool, so everyone in Super One that want to sell a token, the first time you sell it, you have to take it through the trading pool. The reason for this is that we have a professional company that will handle sales based on market demand. In example, let's say a lot of people, you see an uptake in the price, and a lot of people want to sell. That's okay. We respect that. But we don't want all of them to come at the same time to maybe hamper the price or affect the price. So we want to have the professionals to kind of make sure that this is placed in the market at the right time, and that we are able to time it and maybe distribute it over a day or two or whatever it comes. We need to listen to the professionals. We are not professional in trading like this, and it's easy to sell. In example, a thing like a Bitcoin or Ethereum or USDC is easy to sell. If we are in a situation where our token is probably not that liquid as these big crypto assets, we need to have liquidity. We need to procure that there are traders, market makers, that there is an other side of the order book. Okay, so that's what we need to have to balance the order book, basically. So that's what the amazing guys, they are really experienced, and you can head over to their website, ashromtrading.com. They have been doing this for more than 10 years. They have successfully come through all the issues in the industry the past year, and they have given us very, very good advice on how we do this. So that's a very important part for an exchange also. It's a very big advantage as we're listing, because they will don't hamper the exchange with like we have all of you currently 50,000. We're probably gonna have hundreds of thousands of token holders before we list, and we need to have a little bit of a way of doing that. So that's the trading pool. The listing date is not set. What our eyes are all locked in on is the launch of the Battle Royale game and getting millions and millions of players. So at the same time, we're working on the listing, and we're going to have something there, but we're not going to promise anything before we are just about to list. Okay, there are things happening in the background. There are very, very clever people that's been listing companies 3-4 times before. Warren on the corporate is heavily into that. And we can bring him into a town hall later and explain a little bit what we're doing. We're doing security audit or smart contracts. We're doing a lot of stuff to make sure that once we are completely ready, the listing date will come very firm for you. There will be a build-up, and that's it. So I think and hope that the creative thing we create for you now, the creative presentation, the new will be released, like I said, tomorrow. There is going to be a week. You have a week for 0.10 until we bump it to 0.20. And then the next bump up will probably be connected to the listing, or once we firmed up the exchange, is going to be something happening in between there. So you have a week now. Make sure you position yourself well, and from that point forward, we go to the market with the game, and we're going to have some really, really great time together. And I think when you start thinking of all the players that comes into this binary, and we are looking at from a data point of view, you're going to have millions and millions of players. Whatever they spend money or whatever they do, it will be transactions. And these transactions need to be caretaken in the model. So we will probably have the most comprehensive or the most busy, most heavy binary in the world. And that's why we work on the tech side. We work with database specialists to improve what we have. We need to improve data schemes, and a lot of stuff we're doing. Now comes in Nauris protocol with the security that brings us military grade security. One of their advisors, the founder of the DNS navigation on internet. Another one is the former chief intelligence officer of NATO, a Norwegian professional military. general. So we have some really heavy technology coming into to assist us in this now, and we are very grateful for those connections. We are of course grateful for the connections that Lou and Jason in Australia has put us in when it comes to the whole football agreements and what we are doing with go-to-market there. There is some, I will say, unprecedented opportunities for this company, but like I also say, we need to work hard together. That means that we need to do what we do every day, and you have to help us and get more trade, get more people in. That's how you can help us. So we're going to be better. We have employed a couple of new here editors doing social media content and things like that. We're going to have more stuff for you. It's coming, and we're going to be better at doing that, but we can't do everything all the time. So we work pretty hard to get things moving, and now we're all focused on pleasing the end user. That's the key for the whole organization, for me, for you, for everyone employee. We are our eyes locked in on the second part of November, and to have a successful launch of the World Cup category and the 4 biggest clubs in the world. That's where we're going to have our acid test, and that's where we're going to really blossom and really start our journey together. Until then, we need to get as many as possible and move forward. And we do our part. You please do your part. So that's good. And I will again thank to all of you for being supportive over a long period, many of you, and for helping us and for coming with input and everything. And we will do our best. You do our best. Together we are going to succeed. Thank you very much for now. And we will, if you have any questions, send them to ask@super.one. Or you can send them to help@super.one. They will answer you very quickly. Everything goes into an automated system, and soon you will also have a knowledge base coming there. So that's what we are offering. So it's coming, and tomorrow you will have the whole bonus plan written out in a white paper form with examples. Okay? Thank you very much, and looking forward to really move on. And we give you this incentive the next week. In 1 week from today, we're going to bump up the price. Thank you very much, and have a great evening.
Recording stopped.